Hello, and welcome to the Worst Movie Podcast. I'm Ade.
And I'm Aaron, and this is a podcast where we watch the worst movies ever made in the hopes of finding a hidden gem.
Enjoy. So what have you been watching lately?
I've still been watching Severance.
Yeah.
I'm in
How do you like
season
it?
2 now. I like it. You said you kind of lost track in season 2, but I'm enjoying season 2 so far.
How far into it are you?
Maybe 3 or 4 episodes. Did you get to the one where they're on the outdoor
Like field trip
team
thing?
building thing? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very weird episode.
I liked that episode.
I don't know. I feel like if any individual episode was fine, like I enjoyed it, and it just felt too like it just kept getting more and more convoluted for me, and in a way that I wasn't. I mean, so much of it is like the mood you're in, I guess, too. Like I don't
Yeah.
remember what state of mind I was in when I was watching it, but it could just be like I just wasn't interested in something really heady and just wanted to zone out and not like try to remember how this relates to this and what that's the other thing too. Like that's a show that may be better binging because
Yeah.
there was a big gap between season 1 and season 2, and I only watched season 1 once, and I feel like some of those shows, that type of show, I'm just like it's been 3 years since I saw
Yeah.
the pilot, so like and I'm
Yeah.
just like, you're asking me to be so invested in your show that I remember all these little details to appreciate it. And
There's a lot to keep track of between like which version of them knows what about the other part's life.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And then also, I mean, in that episode where they did the outdoor adventure thing, spoilers, but you find out that Helly was the Audi version of her
right.
that was inside the whole time, and it's like, oh my god, now it's even more convoluted.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
kind of
That's come
reminded
back to
me
me.
of like the Pine Barrens episode of Sopranos, where it's like almost this bottle episode that's all about character development and stuff. That I don't know, I kind of liked it. It
Yeah.
was weird though, but the whole show's weird.
I just heard somebody talking about the Pine Barrens episode, and they said Steve Buscemi directed it. Does that
Yeah.
sound right?
Yeah, I
It's
think
kinda
he
crazy.
directed like 3 or 4 episodes in a row there, and they were like some of the best ones.
Yeah, I need to add Sopranos to my rewatch list. It's been a while. I'm really digging rewatching Mad Men.
I was just talking about the cigarettes and Mad Men again to Amanda because we watched this movie together, today's movie, and there was a lot of smoking in it, but it was not satisfying. And I'm like, man, they really made it look good in Mad Men.
Yeah.
I just saw a thing about the smoking in Mad Men where it's something John shared with us, but where they were talking about the clove cigarettes that they were smoking or the fake cigarettes and how they would always go out. So that's why they're puffing on them so hard in that make it look really good, but they're just trying to keep it lit
Yeah.
because it would go out in between takes.
Did you end up watching Dave Chappelle's latest comedy special?
I don't think so.
I mean, we don't need to talk about his politics or his comedy or anything like that, but he's smoking the whole time, which he usually does in his, or at least the last several ones that I've seen. But it keeps going out because I guess
Takes
he's not
so long.
Yeah, yeah, and he's just constantly lighting it, and there are all these pauses, and I felt like, however you feel about his special, it was just distracting, like how often he was relighting his cigarette.
Yeah, I know. Like that is not satisfying to watch smoking done like that. I don't know what it is, but like in Mad Men, you're just like, ah, this feels good. Like it feels right. But when it's constantly going out, which is what kind of was happening in today's movie, or like they'd hold a cigarette but never light it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that, and I'm like, I just want to see them smoke it. I don't know why.
I do have to say, watching Betty Draper light a cigarette is like the coolest thing ever. That like she has that
A
long
little
cigarette.
click open
Yeah, yeah.
lighter too.
Like it's a weird. What did you call it?
Like a click open, but I don't know what they're called.
But it's not like a regular like Zippo. It's like this
Right.
long thing.
You
Yeah,
press a
and
button.
Yeah, it's just so fucking elegant. We shouldn't. This is not sponsored. Kids don't smoke.
Philip Morris, if you're out there.
We start the podcast episode with a 10-minute ad to start smoking.
We're children of the 90s.
Well, what I'm watching now, or finished watching, we binge watch Night of the Seven Kingdoms. No smoking in that.
Is
Maybe
that
there's
the
pipe smoking.
is that the new
Game of Thrones.
yeah,
Would you call it a spinoff? I don't know.
I guess so. I don't know anything about it other than it seems like people have enjoyed it.
It is wonderful. We loved it.
Oh, nice.
I watched Game of Thrones, loved Game of Thrones up until the ending,
Okay.
which I think we've talked about. But
Yeah.
I did not watch a single episode of House of Dragon. Was that the first spinoff?
Yeah.
And when that came out, I was just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Not interested at all. Night of the Seven Kingdoms, we gave it a try and just binged it. I think it's like 8 episodes in the first season. And it's one of the things I like about it is very contained. It's not like Game of Thrones at all, in that it's this like sprawling, following a bunch of main characters. It's just a very like
Mhm.
one main character and obviously some side characters and like basically one location. It's not,
Oh,
a few brief flashbacks and stuff like that, but it's not this like, it's this, follows this knight, very minor character, at least so far in the universe of Game of Thrones. It's not this like who's going to be king and all this shit where it's like lore and all that stuff. It's just this like knight who's trying to win a contest, and
interesting.
really really funny, really just I don't know, good
Hmm.
pacing and dialogue and character development and all that stuff. So highly recommend it.
Yeah, I've been kind of toying the idea of watching it, but I forced myself to watch the Targaryen spinoff,
House of
and
Dragon, yeah.
I did not enjoy it. I was so confused too because they I can't remember at what point, but they basically jump in the timeline and they
Yeah,
completely switch actresses and like actors for characters that you've been following along with. And
okay.
like they did a really great job of it, but I'm like I was so confused. I'm like, are these different people now? Or like I was lost in the timeline.
So it's a little funny because I had this thought watching our movie for today. As you know, I was in bed for like 5 days with COVID, and I watched
Yeah.
this movie during that. So I was having, I didn't
Fever
see another
dreams.
human being for like 4 or 5 days.
Oh,
Uh, and it was a rough time. But anyway, yeah, I had a lot of like weird meandering thoughts. And one of the thoughts I had, because they have uh, a review today, Hitman, they have some flashbacks to when he's a kid. And
yeah.
um, I was even debating whether to bring this up because I don't know how to like say this coherently. But I think most of my life I've been skewed by movies where they show one actor as a younger person and another actor as the adult,
Uh-huh.
and been like, yeah, it's normal for an adult to look very different from being
Yeah.
a kid to an adult. And like I feel like I'm always surprised in real life when I'm like, oh yeah, he or she just looks like they did when they were a kid.
Yeah.
And it's taken decades for me to be like, no, I think that's the norm. I think movies are the are the fiction.
Yeah. Well, they are the fiction. And
I
you're
mean,
right. There is a hard way. There is no easy way to make that sound coherent.
that's my COVID brain being like, huh, I guess people do keep looking the same as they get
Yeah.
old.
They're just bigger, older versions of themselves.
Maybe gain a little weight, different hair
Yeah.
styles, and
Yep.
that's it. I'm sure that's
I'm,
riveting listening for
I'm glad you learned something from this movie.
yeah.
If you
Well,
don't
for
take anything else away from it,
yeah,
there's that.
yeah. Forgive me if as we go through this, my COVID brain, affected my memory
Yeah.
as we're talking through this.
There's not much to remember from this movie.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's get into it. Hitman from 2007, based on the popular video game series. The writer, Skip Woods, wrote the movie Swordfish, Wolverine movie, the A-Team movie, and also wrote the reboot of this movie about 10 years later.
None of those are good movies, right?
uh, no, Swordfish may make our list at some point for this podcast.
Which Wolverine movie?
It was X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh, I think that was hated. I think that was not a well-received one.
Yeah. I thought it was really weird that I mean, this movie made about 100 million in the box office, 24 million budget, so successful, but not critically reviewed well, 16%. I thought it was really funny that they hired him to just rewrite it for the reboot.
You want another try?
They're like, you know the you know the IP well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
I mean, if you make a career, just
after watching this movie, I'm not sure he knows the IP that well.
Yeah, Wolverine was 37% Rotten Tomatoes. I don't really remember that one very well. Is that the one where? Yeah, I don't know.
That had Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't
remember
really
that
narrow it down too much for me, but
I mean, it was the first time he played Deadpool where he was nothing like the Deadpool that was in the Marvel movies later.
yes,
He
that was the
had
one where.
his mouth sewn shut. And
Yep, I remember that.
yeah.
This movie starred Timothy Olyphant and Olga Kurilenko. And yeah, I don't. Had you seen this movie before?
I don't think so. It's possible though. It's
Yeah.
a very forgettable movie, and it was a long time ago. So I didn't remember it, but it seems like a movie I could have seen.
Did you play the game, or did you have any relationship with the series?
Yeah, I played. I mean, it was probably around like 2002 or 3 that I played whatever the latest one was then.
Yeah.
And then I definitely played the one that was on PlayStation 4. I don't remember the name of it, but I've played a few of them
Okay.
over the years. You?
I don't think I've ever played the game.
Oh,
I've seen. I mean, the cover is iconic. The bald back of his head and the barcode, and
yeah.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I've seen that so many times that I was like, oh, I'm familiar with Hitman, but as I actually like sat down to think about it a little bit more, I don't think I've played a single frame of the game.
Yeah, I don't claim to be an expert or anything on the character. I'm familiar with it, but this movie was not Hitman to me at all.
Well, do you want to give a synopsis? I have my, I guess, lay person from afar understanding of the game, but do you want to give it like a synopsis of the game and the movie?
Yeah, so the character is Agent 47. That's the hitman. And he's basically a genetically engineered assassin that is sent out on these missions. And he's just like a stone cold killer. The plot of the movie is that he gets double crossed while he's on this mission to kill the Russian president. And he kills the president, but then it goes bad. And there's this kind of conspiracy where they're using body doubles to replace the president. And there's a hit out that's put on him, Agent 47, and so he's trying to unravel this conspiracy while he's being pursued by both FSB and Interpol.
The game, isn't it like a very like stealth? Like the whole point
Yes.
is to like, it's not a very actiony game, right? Or, I mean, it's
No.
actiony, but it's like, I don't know, try to kill people as sneakily as possible. It's not like
Yeah,
it's not like Doom where it's just like run into a room and shoot everything that moves.
it is very stealth based and like disguise. You use a lot of disguises and like you watch patterns and try to find ways in. And you're also very heavily penalized if you kill non-targets. Like you're there to kill one person,
Mhm.
and you're not supposed to kill guards or innocents or anything like that. And there's like 99% of this movie is him killing innocent guards and people.
And
Uh,
just killing everything that moves sort of thing.
yeah, yeah. And he's, I feel like, in the games, the character is super intimidating. Like he's this big guy, uh, that's just kind of this ruthless killer. And Timothy Olyphant is like this smaller, baby-faced guy that I don't know. He just was all wrong. I was expecting him to be like Terminator from Terminator 1, where he's just like this terrifying, ruthless
Yeah.
killer, and he was like this sensitive, baby-faced assassin, I guess. That
So miscast.
yeah, yeah, I was not a fan.
Well, the only piece of background I found was that Vin Diesel was supposed to originally be the star of this, and so by the look on your face,
I think also wrong, but
who,
closer.
who would you cast in this movie?
I don't know. I don't know who I'm not in casting in Hollywood, but I'm sure there's somebody out there.
Well, if you're going to complain about it, you should offer a solution. Arnold
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger.
I mean, that to me was the right idea for
Yeah.
this character. He doesn't talk a lot in the game, which doesn't make for a good movie. Uh,
Well, I mean that goes to the broader topic I think we've already covered, which is like a lot of video games shouldn't be movies. Like it's
yeah.
a completely different genre.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was just there was way too much plot in this movie as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Uh,
you felt about it.
yeah, let's we'll get to that in a second. But since we're talking about Timothy Oliphant, like what's your relationship? Do you like him as an actor? What do you think about him?
I like him. I don't love him. He's been in things I like, but every time I see him, I'm like, oh, it's Timothy Oliphant. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. He was briefly in The Mandalorian. I thought he was kind of cool in that. He was in The Office. I don't know if you remember that
I don't remember
briefly,
that. No,
but yeah, I mean, he's been in things I like, and I've liked him in them. But
but
uh,
not on your top 10 lists or anything like that.
no, he's not like a Gary Oldman or anything where he like disappears into the roles he plays. He's just kind of always Timothy Oliphant to me.
I think he's a little curious to me because if you would have asked me before I watched this movie, I would have been like, yeah, I really like Timothy Oliphant. He's great. Um, I mean, it was not because of this movie. Everybody can have a bad movie, but
Yeah,
but in preparing for this, I was like, oh, let me find my favorite Timothy Oliphant movies. And I'm looking through his IMDb and I'm like, wait a second. He really hasn't had a leading, like, he's not a leading man. I would have
right.
thought like he's been like the leading man in a bunch of movies,
Rom coms or
rom
something.
coms to action to, I thought broad. But like in terms of movies where he's the headliner, like the face on the cover,
Yeah,
like it's this and maybe one or two others. Um, there are like some rom-coms and stuff like that from before this, like the 90s and stuff. But
hmm
he's really not. I mean, he's in a lot of stuff, but just as like fourth or fifth billing. And then I think really only came to prominence because of Justified. Like maybe that's first where I learned his name.
yeah.
And I didn't
That
even
could
really
be
watch all of Justified. Uh, but yeah, it's kind of weird that he didn't,
catch
I guess,
on.
crack into leading man, slipstream.
Yeah, I, I don't know. I think he's maybe just not a great actor.
Okay.
That's my take on it. Uh,
Yeah.
he was not good in this. How did you
Well,
feel
no.
about him in this?
Well, no. I mean, I don't know how to. I didn't have any baseline expectation for what the Hitman character should be because of the video game. Uh,
He
this is
has
one
like
of
one face.
Yeah, this is one of those movies where it's just such a bad movie that it's hard to be like, oh, this nobody really shone through in this movie,
Yeah.
because I mean the dialogue's terrible, and It's just hard to separate that. But yeah, he did feel
Yeah.
he felt very wooden in this, and I couldn't tell if it was because that's what the character's supposed to be or that's just how he is.
Yeah. It it seemed like they were trying to write in moments for him to not be so wooden. There was
Yeah.
a kind of borderline love interest throughout
Yeah, let's get to that. But
the plot, but, yeah, it seemed like there were moments where he could have done something, but, yeah, it was very flat. Uh, I don't know though that, like, the actor has much range beyond that because he's not that much different from that in everything else I've seen him in, like,
yeah,
he's kind of just cool, monotone guy
right.
with the squinty eye and thin mouth.
Yeah. And he has kind of a unique walk too that I first
Yeah.
I was like that's the like how is that so recognizable to me? Like I feel like I haven't seen him in so much that I'm like I could recognize Timothy Oliphant's walk from just a silhouette, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was
Interesting.
weird.
Uh do you think you could be a good hitman?
No, I can't keep a secret.
You'd just be like, "Oh, I'm the guy who killed the Russian president."
Yeah, I'd be like, "Oh, I want credit."
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe people in the underworld would know. That'd be like code name 47,
Yeah,
or whatever your code name would be.
that's not enough for me. I need the world's praise.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
I think I'd make an excellent hitman.
I think you would too.
I love the hitman genre too. Do you get into that?
Yeah, I like that stuff, like John Wick and that type of stuff.
Yeah, and even
Or
like the more mundane, like the Michael Fassbender one that Steven Soderbergh directed. I didn't think it was a great movie,
yeah,
but I love the
I
like
did the mundane life
yeah,
of the hitman.
yeah, I feel like I could really get into the like let me prep for 20 hours
Yeah,
of just like scoping out the front of the hotel room from this like really drab apartment and make sure that like my machinery is all in place, my exit strategy, and like think through all that detail.
yeah.
I think I'd get into.
Well, that's kind of what the Hitman game is a lot of. Like, it's a lot of just kind of waiting around and
Yeah,
disguising yourself as a waiter and like watching patterns and finding the gap.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, I like that. I loved the scene in that Michael Fassbender one where he's in some construction site across from where his target is, and he's just like sleeping over there all day,
yeah,
waiting for the right time. I'm like, this is kind of cool just to see the process of setting up for the hit.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I kind of like that.
Did you watch the Eddie Redmayne Day of the Jackal
That
show?
was actually my one of my alternate picks, one of my two alternate picks. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
I don't think we've talked about that. I loved
Oh,
it. I thought it
yeah,
was
I did
great.
too. I did
Yeah.
too.
Highly recommend. Actually just looked recently to see if they've started shooting the second season of that, but I couldn't find any information about it.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know if it was watched by a lot of people. I haven't really heard much about it.
No, I think it was. I mean, it's kind of that age of it was on Peacock, right? So like a
Yeah.
secondary streamer, and I think kind of a lot of hype when it first came out, but I think it's one of those things where, yeah, probably not enough reach.
Disappear and we'll never see it again.
Yeah, hopefully not. Yeah, I love a good Hitman movie. There's something about it that like the payoff of all. I mean, even though it's evil, I guess the payoff for all the preparation and I guess like doing a job perfectly and thinking through like maybe
You're
there's
getting
this.
a little too excited.
Nobody's. I've covered my tracks well. But yeah, I think there's a cerebral aspect of it of like being able to think ahead of, you know, the cops or Interpol in this case and thinking of every contingency and all that and like just the payoff of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit of a heisty thing.
Yeah.
This movie did not feel like it had that. I mean, they tried to set it up like he was thinking ahead of like he had planned this all out ahead of time, and with like
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing with the key, like he dropped this key at the beginning that like was opened this door that at one of the final scenes, like the Interpol agent is like trying to
Mm-hmm.
rush the door and then realizes that this key unlocks this door, and he like planned this whole intricate thing the whole time.
Yeah.
And there was no payoff, to your point, because it was like, wait, what is happening? What is the plot? And like, not only is it hard to comprehend the plot as you watch the movie, but just to like the suspension of belief that like somebody would have thought, oh, this is how everything's going to unfold, and all the randomness and like chaos. It's just like, okay, this is even laughable that he planned this.
Yeah. This movie is only an hour and 39 minutes long. It felt like 2.5. And I had to pause for like at least 15 or 20 minutes to look up the plot midway through, because I'm like, I don't understand what these scenes are even about. I'm
Yeah.
so confused. My understanding of the plot is that somebody in the FSB conspired with one of the president's lookalikes to get a hit out on the president and anyone else that could have assumed the presidency, and then the lookalike was
Would come
then would come out later and be like, oh, I'm fine, I wasn't actually assassinated, and then he would become the president.
right.
And Hitman Agent 47
Well,
was uncovering this plot while he was being pursued by Interpol for the assassination,
yeah.
which they were convinced had happened.
Yeah.
Because
Okay, before you go further, let's dissect what you said so far.
yes,
Yeah, the hitman's like, I definitely like I looked through the scope and I shot him.
yes,
Through
I saw him
the
die.
Yeah, he died, and then
Yeah,
the president's on TV,
the next
talking,
day.
and yeah, so the whole thing hinges on first of all, I don't know, the idea of lookalikes, which is such a movie thing.
Well, she did say like Saddam has, and he did have
Did you
body doubles.
have you looked at any of the pictures of Saddam's body?
I mean,
I'm
not
not
in
saying I
probably
have.
20 something years.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
it's been a while, but I guess my first question is like, do we have the technology to make a lookalike that would pass even just a cursory test of, I'm looking at your picture on Instagram, or a
Yeah.
news headline, somebody that prominent is going to be on TV.
I mean, literally the president of the country being replaced by someone who just looks alike.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that would cause chaos in the world if you really could just like go get some outpatient surgery or whatever, and
Yeah.
like because the lookalike talks about like he had to do some jaw surgery or something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, that would be insane if I could just be like, okay, I want to look like Jeff Bezos now. And I mean, I guess there has to be some baseline. We look a little bit similar. But yeah, if you could just like create lookalikes, that would be insane.
Yeah.
And then the whole
This
premise
is insane.
is that they look alike enough that the general public could see him on TV, and the cabinet and the everybody that the president operates or like interaction
Works with day to day.
But there are 3 people on the planet that are so close to him: his brother, his girlfriend, and the hitman.
Well, the hitman would know he saw somebody die.
Okay, so who would believe the hit? So like, I'm like, hey guys, you've known me as the co-host of the Worst Movie Podcast, but I'm really this notorious hitman who's been going all over the world, toppling regimes. And I just want to tell you, I shot the Ethiopian president, and he didn't die, but I'm telling you, he did die. I saw him. Like,
well,
what?
that's a clip. Clip that. Clip that.
uh,
That's evidence.
what cop or Interpol person would be like, all right, you're coming in.
Yeah.
We
I
don't have
don't
a
know.
body. We don't have a, uh, like it just didn't make any sense that he's this threat.
Well, I think though they like nobody did believe him because it was one Interpol agent that was like, I see arterial spray in the footage of the
I,
shot.
I
I
didn't
think he's dead and they're pretending that he's fine. I'm going to try to find out what's going on. So he was like after the hitman. But even his own bosses were like, you've overstepped your bounds. Like he's
yeah.
dead.
Yeah, I mean, can we talk about the cop for a little bit, like the Interpol agent guy?
Yeah.
I mean, it's such. By the way, I felt like every single action movie trope was thrown into this movie, and
Oh yeah.
and just taken to extreme. So this is the like cop who, like, it starts out, he's like this hitman exists. He's been like killing all over the world,
Yeah.
and nobody else believes that this guy exists or that it's one guy, and he's just like, I know, based on no real evidence. And yeah, like you said, nobody in his organization believes this, but he's
Yeah.
just spending years of his life and his career. Like, I don't know what his performance reviews are like, or like
Are
how
you going to
cases
bring
get.
up HR again?
Yeah, I just did. uh, yeah, apparently
You
just,
love HR.
yeah, you're just given all this leeway to like go all over the world hunting for this, you know, uh, I don't know, phantom.
Ghost.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
ghost.
what they call it, and they call it a ghost mission if you can go the whole mission in the game without being detected,
Yeah,
which is like the idea of a hitman mission.
but how awesome would that be? I mean, I would, if this was any close to realistic, like I would sign up to be an Interpol agent because you can just be like I'm going to travel to, France this week,
Yeah.
and Australia next week, and
I'm
Asia.
convinced that there's one guy out there.
Yeah, we just have to go all over the world looking
I
for
think
this
he's in
guy.
Monaco. I think he might
Yeah, you just
we're
follow the
down along
F1 schedule.
the
Like, I think this guy's an avid F1 fan, and have to go to every race and look for him.
Yeah, that's the F1 killer. I mean, we got to find him.
Yeah. Do you know that Interpol agents actually aren't even a thing?
What is Interpol?
I mean, Interpol exists, but it's basically just an organization that
Contracts out locals?
well, there's no Interpol doesn't have any jurisdiction everywhere and anywhere. They just like are an information gathering and like sharing organization to like help.
Mm.
But the whole idea of like some agent on the ground that's like flashing a badge and like I'm Interpol, let me into the crime scene doesn't exist. They would just share information with the local police or, yeah.
Yeah. Is this based on your own personal experience with Interpol or?
No, after watching this movie, I mean, like I said, I had nothing to do for a week. and, and so I
While
was
you
like,
were out on a mission, on a contract?
no
Is
comment.
this your cover?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just like, I want to understand a little bit more about Interval because there's so much in this movie that I'm like, there's no way this is anywhere close to reality. So I just want like a
Yeah.
basic understanding. It's basically people in an office in
Yeah.
Paris, I think it's where it's based,
Mhm.
and like sharing information, maintaining a database.
That makes sense. What was I just watching? I was just watching something that's like there's no international law. I don't know. Let's cut this out.
What are you
I I don't know. I just was watching something and there was somebody going on this rant about how there's no international law. Like you can't you can't tell somebody else what laws apply to them, like another sovereign country. Uh, but I'm never going to remember what I saw that in, and so this is a useless anecdote.
Well, yeah, I mean,
And
if
maybe
anybody's
not even true.
if anyone's picking up legal advice from from a bad movie podcast, it's probably not smart anyway.
Yeah, that's their own fault.
Yeah, okay, so let's go back to the plot. So much doesn't make sense. the love interest, which you talked about. So uh,
Yeah.
the president's girlfriend gets roped into this, and Timothy Oliphant kidnaps her, and then they're working together. So I
I
didn't understand any of really her plotline beyond the fact that like she was a threat because she was so close to the president that she would tell the public that the body double is not actually the president.
yeah, I think that he brought her along to help prove that president was actually dead. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what his plan was. I don't know why
I don't know
why
how
have
she
that
could
baggage.
prove anything either, like, other than her being like, "No, he's definitely dead." Like, where's the proof?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
There
You're
was
just
no smoking gun in this movie to prove. I mean, it's not even proving his innocence. He's proving he actually killed the right person, is what
yeah.
he's trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like why would he go to the cops and say I actually murdered this like you
Yeah.
you like the trade-off is life in prison or the death penalty.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah, he just
killed
wants to
a
prove
head of
he's not
state.
a bad hitman
Yeah, to who?
to the cops.
I mean, the cops aren't hiring him. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense that he would care. Like he's the perfect person to know the truth because you're like you would never come forward. Like why
Yeah.
you have more to lose than we do. Nobody's going to believe that
Yeah.
and even if you prove it, yeah, you're going to get executed for like
Like
killing a head of state. Like I don't know what the death penalty is like in Russia, but I'm guessing if you kill the president of Russia, you're not you're not going to a minimum security prison. You're going to pound
right.
me in the ass prison at the least.
Yeah. The person who hired him knows he did a good job.
Yeah.
That's what matters, right?
Yeah, because it's the body double that hired him, and
Right.
they know that the president died.
Yeah. So what's the problem? I guess
I don't
he's
know.
mad that they also put a hit out on him.
What about
But
all the like whoever grabbed the body and like took it to the hospital? And I mean, I feel like so
lots
many
of
people.
people know.
Yeah, lots of people know.
There were so
Anyway,
many witnesses.
yeah, and then yeah, and his girlfriend is not even. It's not even like it's the secret girlfriend that's like she's a a prostitute, right? Or I don't know.
Yeah.
She's at least like so.
She calls herself a whore. I
Yeah,
don't know.
nobody would even there's not even any evidence that she had a relationship with the president. So like
Right.
you're
It's not like his wife coming out and
right.
being like, he's dead. This is not my husband.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be like, what? Anyway,
There's no built-in trust in that relationship with the
yeah.
public.
So you have a prostitute, a hitman, and then his brother, who's this arms dealer who doesn't even really seem to have a
Is
close
that
relation.
Desmond from
Yeah,
Lost?
yeah. Uh,
Hi, brother.
and then they uh, try to make it a love story. Like why does she
Yeah.
like him all of a sudden? It doesn't make any sense.
That's exactly what Amanda said.
Like she spends the first half of the movie in the trunk of Timothy Oliphant's car, and then
Yeah.
basically a couple scenes later, she's all over him, which I do have to say
Maybe
leads
it was
to
like a self-preservation thing. Like
a
she's using the only tool she thinks she has.
maybe what's that syndrome or whatever where you fall in love with your kidnappers.
Stockholm
Yeah,
syndrome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe.
It did lead to my favorite scene in the movie, which is when they're in the hotel room and she's completely naked, grinding on him, and he's just like, no, no, and then breaks out a syringe and like sedates her,
Yeah.
so he doesn't have to sleep with her. Which
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that in a movie before. Like that
Yeah.
was
No means
genuinely
no, lady.
that's genuinely hilarious.
Yeah. Like that's the type of thing that I would have expected more of from the game because like that's what you do to the guards. You choke them out and you hide their bodies, you take their uniforms. But he
Yeah,
was killing everyone. And then yeah, I was expecting a lot more syringes in the neck and choking people out than we got. That was kind of the only there was another instance of it where he choked somebody or where he drugged somebody.
yeah.
The
I
FSB agent in the bathroom.
I didn't get at all that he was an agent of disguise or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which I felt the opposite. There, I mean, there was a big scene where they're at the train station, and I'm like, it's the fucking bald guy with a barcode on the back of his head walking around. Like
Yeah.
he sticks out from such a distance.
That's kind of true in the game though too. That's not that's part of the IP, I think. It's the
Yeah.
giant tall guy that looks like a hitman with the barcode on his neck.
I mean, I guess, yeah, it just doesn't, it's not going to translate well to a movie, but there's so many times where they're looking for him and it's like, he's the only one that I mean, they could at least like maybe made it like added more extras that were bald or looked kind of like him, but
Well, they
uh
did have that other agent
yeah,
that
I
was
mean,
following around. He kind of
sure.
tricked the Interpol agents into thinking that it was him.
But he's also a bad guy too. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, they should have shot both of them.
Yeah. Yes. What did you think of the 4 agent katana fight on the train?
Boring. I don't know. What did you think?
I
It's another instance. Was that? Yeah, it was our last movie, Doom, where it's like, I have a gun pointed at you, but hey,
do
let's
this with honor.
yeah, let's do this with honor and like fight with blades. Uh, I just feel like, no,
Yeah, as soon as everybody drops their guns, just shoot them all.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, you're a hitman. Just kill the person.
I didn't understand. I mean, we don't have, let's stop talking about the plot, but like who were those guys? They were like, it's this order of hitmen that are all, I guess they're all,
Yeah.
I didn't get, by the way, that they were genetically engineered. Was that supposed to be the case in the movie?
Yeah, well, they're like I
It
they
just
kind of showed it in the intro credits, like them being in a lab, kind of being created from birth to be these
it just it
killers.
I took it as like a Jason Bourne situation that these are all like orphans or whatever that are just like trained at an early age to think like hitmen and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
doesn't matter. Like
it doesn't matter.
he didn't do anything that seemed like he had superpowers or like was really uh yeah, I mean, it wasn't like even like the blade fight that they were like, you know, super strong or fast or whatever. It didn't seem like he had like super good aim or like nothing when nothing was like, oh yeah, this guy's like badass, you know,
Yeah.
compared to your regular hitman.
And so in the game, I just looked it up. They're genetically engineered clone hitmen.
Oh, okay.
So that's part of it. But yeah, to your point about him not seeming that like special, there were several times where he's holding a gun and his hand is trembling and it's so distracting
Hmm.
to me. Like
I didn't notice
because the
that.
gun's in frame
Yeah.
and it's like the reflections on it are trembling. And I'm like, he seems nervous in the scene that he's supposed to seem intimidating.
Yeah.
It was just it was not the right feel for the character.
Yeah.
He was kind of pathetic.
I thought this movie would be obsolete today with today's surveillance tech. Like pretty early on, like the Interpol guy was like, "You got a picture of him?" And like, you know, this ghost that's been wandering the world, and um, yeah, today I'd just be like, yeah, he walked. He's like, again, he stands out, and he doesn't seem stealth at all. He's just like walking through the hotel lobbies and train stations and all, and I mean, all places where today you'd get clear high definition video of who,
Yeah.
you know, who he is.
Well, like a big part of the game too is avoiding surveillance and cameras and like shutting power off. And there was really none of that in this.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
The only part that seemed like maybe that was being built in was when the other bald agent was chasing him through the train station. And Amanda was like, "You could have shot him 10 times. They're in the subway alone." I was like, "Maybe they're worried about cameras," but they didn't say that
Yeah,
that's why he didn't. I don't know. It was bad. It was so bad.
yeah.
It was one of
Uh,
the movies of all time.
yes, this was. I have a few more notes. This was maybe my COVID brain, but watching this, I was like, do I actually know what a Russian accent sounds like?
The accents were so bad in this movie.
So we have Desmond, I forget his real
Yeah.
Desmond from Lost playing a Russian guy. He's Scottish in real life.
Yeah.
Uh, the Russian president and his clone, they're Danish. Or, I mean, it's the same actor, Danish. Then we have the FSB agent who's from Ohio. And then,
Really?
yeah, we have which he looks super, you know, Eastern European. And I think
He looked
like
like
plays,
Tim Roth to me.
yeah, he was, he was in Prison Break. I don't know if you remember that show from like a long time ago. That's what I
Never
know. Like,
watched it, but I remember it.
yeah. And then we have the general, the Russian general, who's also an American. I can figure out where, but anyway, all these actors who uh, kudos to them, but probably not.
Better than I could do.
Yeah, but probably not. I'm guessing there wasn't a budget or even interest in the production of this movie to send all these actors to like boot camp for Russian accents. But anyway, they all sounded different,
What
and
was the CIA guy at the end? Do you remember the
uh,
CIA guy that stopped them and
yeah,
allowed? Yeah,
yeah,
he was supposed to be American, but it was
it didn't.
something else.
Yeah, but I was just like, and even Olga, I think she's French Ukrainian, and she seems like she would have the most authentic accent, but it didn't sound very. I don't know. They all the accents sounded different, and like Russia's a big
It was
place.
all
And,
over the place.
yeah, and I was like, well, is it like an there's no one American accent, obviously, and we all understand like, oh,
Yeah,
this guy's from the South and this guy's from, more like California surfer accent versus Boston
yeah,
accent. And I'm
yeah.
guessing like Russia's kind of like that. You know,
Gotta be.
I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah.
This is super intelligent stuff. But I was like, are they all representing like different areas of Russia, or is it just like these are all bad? And I was just like,
They
I
were
don't
just
know.
all bad accents
Yeah,
from.
I don't know that I've watched like original Russian content to actually know
Same.
what a Russian accent sounds like.
Yeah, same. I mean, my impression of a Russian accent is, uh, fucking what's his name that played Hagrid from Goldeneye?
Or it's
How's that for a
I thought you were
that
gonna say
sentence makes no sense.
yeah. uh yeah, I mean Bond movies
Robbie,
is probably where I know my Russian accents from the most. So
which this movie was trying to be a Bond movie so hard at times, and it was also trying to be The Matrix.
yeah.
Did that
And Jason Bourne and
John Wick before John Wick.
yeah, it was every action movie trope. I felt like the dialogue was probably ripped right out of the cutscenes from the game. Like
Yeah.
it was some of the worst dialogue I think we've watched in one of these movies.
I mean, they almost shot for shot ripped off the lobby fight scene from The Matrix
Yeah,
at the when he was killing Desmond.
yeah,
Do you remember that?
yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. I'm like, this
Desmond
is so stupid.
in the Silk Road. I mean, it was such a I don't know. It was your classic trope of arms dealer bad guy partying with a bunch of like coke on the table and
Yeah.
half naked women
Guards
laying,
everywhere.
yeah, and then just like shooting, shooting them all up. Yeah, it was just terrible. It was like not well executed at all,
Yeah.
and just ridiculous.
Like,
But
there's
not,
no way that's how the hitman planned it to go.
yeah, yeah, and not like ridiculous in an over the top. This is fun way. It was just like, yeah, I don't know, it was bad.
Yeah, it was eye-rollingly like, "Why more of this?"
Yeah. I think my last note maybe is so at the end there's a funeral and a big showdown at the funeral, and then is it the general? Anyway, the plan by the police is if something happens, if the hitman shows up, we're going to gas the civilians so they don't get in the way and they'll be safe. Yeah, like somebody asked, like, there are all these civilians here. What happens?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we have a plan for that. We're going to gas this.
He
What
said
the
release the
fuck?
gas, and I was like, wait, what?
Is
there's people here.
but no, that's the plan to keep them safe is gas them so they don't like start
Yeah.
running in the way of bullets. Yeah, I mean that's just batshit that you
Insane.
would, yeah, that anybody would write this. It like to think that like why even add this to the movie?
Yeah, I don't know. It is insane. The writing, everything about this movie is so bad. The plot makes no sense. The dialogue is bad.
Yeah,
The performances are sketch at best.
but this really bothered me because I'm like, this is not even like this doesn't make sense in that universe for like some for an official to do that, and
Yeah,
it's not
they're supposed
like
to be real police.
I mean, can you imagine if like, yeah,
That's got
tomorrow it
that's
was
got to
like,
be like Plan F or H. So like somewhere down, there's got to be fifth, sixth, seventh option when it comes to best ways to handle this.
yeah, if you just find out there's some like I don't know big event and they gassed all the like attendees of this event.
Yeah, if the hitman shows up, nuke the city. We got him.
Oh, I mean, maybe not, maybe not so far fetched. We've got people using lasers to shoot down party balloons and stuff in our government. So I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
Could happen.
oh, could happen. You have anything else?
No, I don't think so.
What are your alternate picks?
I don't know. Like, I just want to say John Wick. Maybe Collateral. There was kind of a hitman movie that
Yeah,
I liked.
yeah, that's a good Hitman movie.
Yeah, let's go with Collateral.
I had two picks. Day of the Jackal we already talked about, and then
Yeah.
I just have to shout out my favorite Hitman movie of all time. One of my favorite movies, Leon, the Professional.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Um,
You
yeah.
creep.
What?
You creep. That's got Gary Oldman in it too, doesn't it?
It does have Gary Oldman. I mean,
Yeah.
this movie doesn't have Hitman doesn't have Gary Oldman.
Right.
But-
We were talking about him earlier.
Yeah. Gary Oldman has, I mean, just iconic performance. This is the one where he says everyone.
Yeah.
The meme from that, but that scene is just like, I don't know. I could watch
is a
that
good
scene every
movie.
day. I'm not a creep for love. It does feel. I have rewatched it recently, and it feels like a little, on the edge
Didn't age well.
of not aging well. But I think like just squeaks through. In my expert opinion, it's just the director is
The
problematic.
director's a creep.
Yeah, so that makes it even worse, and maybe like flips it over the edge. Like if you didn't
Because
know
it's
who
real
directed it.
life creep, not movie creep.
Right. But it is. I don't know. I love the movie. Such a great movie.
Who was the director on that again?
Luc Besson.
Yeah, great segue.
Great note to end the podcast on. Can we talk about some more Me Too stuff? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can have conversations about, I guess, the art versus the artist, but
that's too serious for this podcast.
I also still love The Fifth Element, which he also did. So
I didn't know he did that too, and I like that movie. I liked Leon too, so dang.
You just want to give me shit about it?
I like the Beatles too. I don't necessarily like everything they did in their personal lives.
Have they been canceled?
Well, John Lennon was a notorious abuser.
I don't know much about the Beatles.
Eric Clapton's a racist.
Yeah, I'll stop listening to his music.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if we've established this on the podcast, but you're not that into popular or classic music.
Classical music
No,
or
like
classic rock.
classic rock, yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it's fine. I just, I just don't, I just didn't grow up listening to a lot of it. So I feel like a lot of times
Yeah.
when you met, yeah, I don't know. I'm just, I have a great memory and like frame of reference of like you name a movie, I can like name the actor or whatever. But like when it
Yeah.
comes to pop culture, music, like I'm gonna, don't put me on your trivia team. Like right now, if you're like name a single Eric Clapton song, I'm like for $1,000, I couldn't tell you a single one.
Yeah. What did you listen to growing up, like, in your house?
I mean, I listen to hip hop and rap and electronic music, and I mean that's still like the staple of what I listen to now. But even in general, I'm not like super deep on the trivia of it. So like
Yeah.
I'll just like listen to, you know, the radio back then or like, you know, Spotify playlists and stuff like that now. And like I mean, my favorite artists, like I know stuff about them, like would read about them. But in
Yeah.
general, if you're like, you know, who did this song or like name, I don't know, like name a bunch of like songs by, you know, Biggie or something like that, I'd be like, Juicy, and then I don't know, like like it's not the tip of my tongue the way it is, you know,
Yeah.
other trivia. So so then when you get to like station or like genres that I don't listen to, I'm just like, fucking if I know who
Yeah.
uh Credence Clearwater Revival is or
Oh my god. That actually hurt me.
you saw how I even stumbled on the name. I was
Yeah, I
like,
know. I was like, "Don't say this."
I'm not saying they're bad. Like if you played something, I'd be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, like I recognize that. And,
You're
you know,
just into genres of music that weren't necessarily mainstream.
yeah, or at least not. I mean, or a different mainstream. I don't know. Like I
I
listened
guess
to a
hip
lot of,
hop was
yeah.
mainstream, but
I listened to like a top, you know, I don't know,
yeah.
like MC Hammer and shit. Like I don't know, like stuff that was number one, but you know, not on
At the
the.
were you listening to it at the time it was, like, the popular new music, or did you, like, did you ever listen to older music, like, when you were growing up?
Well, both. So, I mean, this is, I mean, yes, I was listening to pop music while it was popular. So I wasn't listening to like uh MC Hammer when it was not popular. Like
You weren't,
that's
like,
even,
listening to the Temptations or
but no. So I was gonna say, like, I did listen to the oldies station when so I did
yeah,
listen to like 60s, but yeah, more like uh yeah, more, I guess, soul music than
yeah,
like, you know, the classic rock stuff.
right,
Or like, and like some old, you know, like, I don't know, American Pie and,
yeah.
you know, like some of the like popular,
Don
um,
McLean,
yeah,
classic. You knew that, though.
uh, yes. uh, so I don't know. Yeah, it was a weird mix of things. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, now that's established.
That's established. If you have questions, comments, thoughts,
Our
email us.
segues have not improved.
Shoot us an email at theworstmoviepodcast@gmail.com. Please like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm Ade.
I'm Aaron. Thanks for listening to the Worst Movie Podcast.